Hello everybody. Right here in front of you is the Zenithink C71 upgraded version with 1 GB of RAM. As you can see, today I will start with testing the screen first. So this here is the screen. I put it into maximum brightness. So let's test the touch screen. As you can see, it says 800 by 432 pixels. Okay, now let's see how many touches it can detect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It detects 5 touches. Okay, now let's check the granularity of the screen. It's smooth for a budget screen. See again. It can detect 5 touches, 5 simultaneous drags. Okay. One more thing about this particular screen is, touch screen is, the touch sensitivity is good. It detects 5 simultaneous touches, but the viewing angle is quite narrow. As you can see, you have to hold it right in front of you to view it legibly. If you tilt it a bit, as you can see right now, if you tilt it a bit, the screen becomes darker. So the viewing angle is quite narrow for this screen. But this is a budget tab still. Most budget tabs, most low budget tabs nowadays have a screen with much more wider viewing angle. Now I will test it with Android system info, and let's see what this tablet has got. Okay, so this is Android system info. As you can see, it says the internal memory is about 1 GB, 907.2 MB. This is quite strange since in the specifications it's mentioned that this particular tablet, the Zenithink C71, has 4 GB of internal storage, but how I may have tried. I've tried installing this Android system info multiple times. I've tried installing other apps for measuring the internal memory, but it always shows 1 GB. I don't know what the problem is, but in the specs it says 4 GB. So that's one problem. Let's look at the RAM. As you can see, the RAM, there is 885 MB. There is 1 GB of RAM, of which 885 MB is available to Android. Right now 657 MB of it is free, and the rest is occupied by the running processes. This here is the battery info. As you can see, it's not plugged into the charger. It's discharging. The level is right now at 59%. The technology, the battery is a lithium ferrite battery. The temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. I don't think this particular tablet or any budget tablet has temperature sensors. And the voltage is right now at 3.8 volt. Alright. Now the thing is, this battery is on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is on for this particular tablet for the last maybe 20 hours, and I haven't charged it since then. So so the battery has come down to 59% in standby with Wi-Fi on. So the battery life of this one till now on standby is pretty good. Now let's look at the CPU. Okay, so here is the CPU. This is the ARM version 7 processor. Let me scroll a bit. Right here, as you can see, the CPU runs from 300 to 800 megahertz. The specifications mention that this particular tablet is of 1 gigahertz. The CPU can run at 1 GHz, but this particular tablet is underclocked to 800 MHz simply because AM Logic 8726 M3 SoC that this particular tablet uses has a problem of overheating at 1 GHz. So this tablet has been underclocked to 800 MHz. Of course, you can overclock it to 1 GHz, but then you might be sacrificing system stability. Okay, let me run Linpack. Linpack is a benchmark, is a pretty standard benchmark for testing the power of the CPU. A pretty good estimate of how powerful the CPU is. As you can see, the power of Cortex A9, it gives 26.454 megaflops. So the floating point unit of this particular SoC is quite powerful. 26.454 is very powerful for a budget tab. Most tablets that you have seen, including the based on the Allwinner A10, they max out at 17 megaflops. But this particular tablet, which runs on AM Logic 8726 M3 CPU, which is a Cortex A9 based CPU, is giving 26.454 megaflops. And now let's run NeoCore. I'm increasing the volume for you. As you can see, the frame rates are good, the smoke effects are good. So it gave a score of 58.8 FPS, not bad for a budget tablet. Now let's check it with NanaMark. It gave 45.7 FPS. This is lower than the Allwinner A10 CPU.